12 million suspicious activities reports out of the banks, the savings and loans, the mortgage companies. 12 million since 2007 and 8. 12 million. That's right around 2 million insider reports to law enforcement about crooked bankers every year. 2 million a year. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if I had 2 million complaints from my neighbors every year, I think maybe there might be some substance to those 2 million complaints a year. 2,100 suspicious activity reports. I don't know where the International Consortium of International Journalists and BuzzFeed and Matt Taibbi and all these other investigative journalists, I don't know where they got the 2,100 SARS reports, because I've been pursuing Freedom of Information Act demands on HUD, FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and FinCen, FBI, and Department of Justice since the announcement of the $25 billion national mortgage settlement. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's rehash this just a bit. Estimates place the mortgage and the financial bailout, the collapse, excuse me, at 30 trillion. This is the number bantered about as to what it costs the American taxpayers to bail out the felons, to finance the crooks, to enable the banksters to continue in their money laundering schemes and money laundering scams, which, by the way, this is how they finance these predatory subprime mortgages. Because you see, the best way to launder money is to invest in mortgage-backed securities. The best way to launder money is to fund the predatory subprime mortgages. Because here they're laundering trillions, and over here they're financing all kind of predatory subprime mortgages. They're doing it at the same time. Now, is the money getting commingled? Is this how they're laundering the money? William Barr, come on, Attorney General of the United States. And how about the Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Christopher Wray? How are they exactly laundering all this money? Is it getting funneled through U.S. mortgage markets? Yeah. Well, I mean, what would be the chances, right? Holy shit. The FinCen seems to be right in business with the money launderers, and FinCen seems to be right in business with the bankster gangsters. 2 million SARS reports every year since 2000. I wonder what happened before 2007. I wonder how many SARS reports exist before 2007, before the crash. Yeah, that'd be the interesting ones to look at. What caused the crash in the first place, right? I'd be willing to bet there's been about 2 million SARS reports on these gangster banksters going back decades. 2 million a year. You know, the savings and loan and banking crash of the 1980s. Tell them, Bill Black. Tell them all about how they used the banks and the savings and loans to fund ADC loans. You know, the acquisition, development, and construction loans. The non-recourse stuff, Bill. And Matt Bowen and Mike Winston and all these other experts from the Department of Justice. Let's get Christopher Schwecker to explain the non-recourse ADC loans. What did Schwecker face? I'll tell you what Schwecker faced. A whole bunch of extremely corrupt, out of control, political contributors to Bush and Clinton, and Oliver North, and Congressman Charlie Wilson, and Richard Secord, and Bud McFarland, and Robert Owen, and all the other players with Joanna Herring King and the Iran-Contra and the Charlie Wilson's war gang from Houston, Texas. And if you think I'm kidding around, get a hold of that Marine Corps disinformation PSYOP officer, Scott Bennett. Ask Scott Bennett about the Western banks in Houston, Texas. Right, Scott Bennett? And then, of course, you can get a hold of Catherine Wolford, old Cat Wolford, the white elephant lady. And we can interview her as to what kind of toxic zombie assets they were marketing in great big huge giant bundles. Excuse me, man, I gotta get out of this old dusty library, I guess. FinCen, FBI Department of Justice. Are they funding the mortgages with the stolen and looted and profits from terrorism and narcotics and prostitution and human trafficking? Are they funding and investing in these predatory subprime mortgages with all this dirty money? Well, if that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, and mark my words, it is. You heard it first here. It is. Right, Bill Clinton? Tell them what is means, Bill. And Hillary Clinton, tell them all about the MacDougals and your pals over there at Quah Paw Title and the appraisers around Whitewater, Castle Grande, Maplewood Farms, and all the other real estate dirt developments that the Arkansas Industrial Development Bank was financing all over Arkansas. You know, the business parks there out at the airport and all the other development that the Arkansas Industrial Development Bank were financing for your friends, Bill Clinton. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to leave it right there. I seem to have got something making me cough, and I don't know, it might be some dust here in the library. 12 million SARS reports in, 12 years. Wow, that's amazing. 12 million. That's a lot of people calling the police on the bankers. 12 million. And we get to hear about 2,100. Where's all the other ones, and why aren't they made public? Why are they being kept secret from the American people? How about that? Let's get the con. Let's get, Adam Bromsman, and let's get Eric Vaughn and Patrick S. Lovell to answer that question. Why are all the other SARS reports being kept secret? And how is it that they do launder the money? Exactly. I mean, what do? Do they make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and sell them with Kool-Aid down on the Carolyn Street in Houston, Texas? Or I don't know, maybe they got a they got a popsicle truck, one of those ice cream trucks, and they go around and they sell the ice cream to the little children, and they launder the money that way. How is it exactly, precisely, are they laundering the money, Bill Barr? And Christopher Wray, I think it's time that the American people get a full explanation and access to all these SARS reports. They're closed. They're under wraps. I mean, you're not prosecuting the cases. They're not exempt under the Freedom of Information laws. They're non-prosecutorial cases, and the American public has the right to know how is it precisely these crooked-ass banks are laundering all this money. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask, right, Trey Gowdy? Come on, Mr. Nelson and Mullins. Hell, he's representing Deutsche Bank, old Trey Gowdy is. His law firm is representing Donald Trump's Nazi bankers. Isn't this fascinating? You talk about Madison Savings and Loan and the Silverado and all the different bankster gangsters associated with the Clintons and the Bushes and the Obamas. Let's take a look at the financiers of Donald Trump's real estate empire. Bill Barr, Christopher Wray, come on, man. Where's the beef? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it right there. And as always, hasta la vista. God bless, and you can bet your ass one thing, we're coming back.